Hello, guys, and welcome to the 20th episode of the Gold Room with Iyabo Ojo. Okay, so today is a special day. Well, every day is a special day. Every episode is a special episode, but today is a unique one. I have a brother from another mother, a friend, a musician, a son of a legend, someone we all love, and we call Baba 70. Hello.
How you doing, sister?
I'm good now. How is everything?
Fine.
It's been a minute, and guessing this man here today, I had to feel formal.
He's a lie. It's what she called me. I was on tour. I said, I'm not around. Okay, when you get back. And she called me again when I go back, and I'm here. Don't spoil my bad name, Iyabo. I beg.
Your bad name or your good name, or in between. So, how have you been?
Fine. I just finished working on my new record, and this week has been hectic, so yeah.
Yeah. So, when is your album coming out?
I think first quarter next year. Yeah. About to release actually my fifth album now, so interesting.
So, this album is it going to talk about your issue with the police?
I don't know. It depends. If my issue is still in court, no, I won't say anything. If not, yeah, let's go.
So how has it been like? Because I can remember the first time I met you. It was a very long time ago, and that was at the beach. Your dad was still alive, and they were playing, and then you came on. He brought his son. He was so proud of you, and you were blowing is it the saxophonist at the bar beach? I think that was the last beach performance he had then.
Yeah, Lekki Sunsplash.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was there.
Wow.
I went with my dad because my dad used to be a big fan of your dad.
Yeah, that was a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember in Lekki Beach.
Yes.
Lekki Beach doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't. I remember it said, Shewere. I was
No, that's my brother. That was my brother's tune. Lekki shows used to be wild. Oh my God. Memories.
So how's it been like being, a son to a legend? Because your dad is a legend.
When my dad was alive, my father was a very humble guy in terms of his lifestyle. So I didn't even know my dad was famous until I started going to school. And people be like, oh, you're Fela's son, and they are all surprised. And I was wondering like, yeah, why are you surprised? Because at home, my dad did not carry himself like he was famous or anything. It was kind of normal, very simple. So it was when I started like interacting with the world independently that I began to understand like, okay, my dad is famous.
Oh, he is.
But at the same time, that wasn't what made him special in any way.
Okay.
He already proved himself valuable in many ways in my life that his fame had nothing to do with our relationship or how I viewed him.
Yeah.
And also I've been his son all my life, For me, it's nothing special.
Yeah.
To
us, it might
it's for
be,
people outside looking in.
Yes.
But all my life, that's the only identity I've known. I grew up with him till he died, and we're very close as well. So for me, it's just, it's part of who I am. It's part of my identity. But then there's a responsibility to it also. That when there's a legacy in your family, whether you like it or not, all your actions tend to be a reflection on the legacy of your family.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, if we don't live in this kind of world where we have special people, every family has its own legacy, and everybody involved, there's a member of every family, should respect the legacy of their family, no matter how big or small, even if it's not prominent. You should respect, because it should be prominent to you. Even though the whole world doesn't celebrate it, to you, it should be something worthy. Special. So I understood that responsibility as well. And it's a responsibility that, I happily welcome.
So music, did you just know you were going to become a musician, or your dad informed that, or
Okay, well, I've answered this question many times in my life, but not a lot. Nobody really asked me this question in Nigeria, but on tour.
Yeah.
I've answered it so much that I've said, when people ask me, I just go and check my order in time.
Okay.
But I'll answer you because a lot of people in Nigeria don't ask the question.
Okay.
Because many people think, oh, Seun just plays music because his father is
Father is
Fela.
a musician, yeah.
First of all, my dad did not tell us what to do. It wasn't his style. He didn't like to impose his own views or his own
Ideology.
well, ideology comes to his view, but basically he didn't want to reflect or project his own energy on us. We were allowed from a very young age to make our own decisions. That's why even as I'm grown like this, I think one of the strongest points of my existence is the decisions I make. I'm so well versed in making decisions and paying for the consequence. From when I was a kid, my dad never really allowed us to do anything that was because they said so. You know, we
It
had
has
to
to
say
be
it.
what you wanted
Yeah,
to do.
to a
You had the
certain extent.
freedom to choose.
Even school wasn't imposed. Like if we didn't want to go to school,
Yeah, my family too.
we just say, "Listen, I don't want to go to school." And you sit at
You're
home.
good.
Nobody's going to make you go if you don't want to go. And it's not going to diminish the relationship. Like
Yeah.
you're not suddenly a bad child because of that or anything.
Okay.
So growing up with my dad, we used to have a brother. I used to have a younger brother, half brother. Only brother Femi and sister Yeni are alive now, and our late sister Sola are from the same mom. The three of us that are left are from different moms.
Okay.
But there was a fourth son. And one day my dad went to the shrine, came back. They used to leave us at home to go for their show, and then my brother, my half brother died, and as a baby, and apparently I was a child. My sister and I got really sick when we went through it. So after that, my dad used to just take us everywhere. Like so, he didn't used to leave us there. Even when we were in school and it was going on tour, he would pull us out of school and we'd travel. And I started seeing the world from a very young age. So, and I was immersed in my dad's music. So one day I just went to him because I watched the show he did at the Apollo. Funny enough, I played the same venue 30 years later in New York this April. I went and I said, you know what, man, I want to play music. He said, can you sing? I said, yes, I can sing. So I sang a song for him. He was like, okay, cool. When we get to Lagos, you start rehearsing with the band. I chose music because, I just saw my dad sitting down, money everywhere, women everywhere. I'm like, this is the best job.
So it was for the money and the women.
I was 8.
It was
What
a
did I know?
lifestyle.
I was 8. I'm allowed to think the world is all about that. It's when grown-ups think the world is all about that is a problem.
Yeah.
So I said, man, this is what I want to do, man. So that's how I joined the band. And this is my 32nd year in the Egypt 80 that I've been playing with the band,
Wow,
So
32nd.
32, yeah. I'm 40 now, so since I was 8. Yeah. So since then, I've just been in the band, playing, honing my skills. The only time I left the band, I went to school. When I finished, I came back, released my first album, and
you have no regrets?
No, nothing. Maybe because I didn't play football. But at the same time, it was still my decision not to play. Because my uncle told me, he was like, listen, with football, after 35, your career is over. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? And it's such a sound advice because when I see sportsmen now, what do they do when they're just working for gambling company, doing adverts? They can't really do.
You are throwing shades,
It's not nobody. Pele, before he died, he was doing Viagra adverts. I mean, come on. But with music, you can play it.
But they make a lot of money in football, though.
Like I said, ask any of those footballers that they should return all that money for 2 hours on the pitch like they used to be as young men. They will return it for that 2 hours. Because it's our passion, and that's the only downside of sports. Sports, you make everything early, but except maybe you go into coaching. But how many clubs can you coach?
They could choose to go into investments.
But it's not hands-on. I'm telling you, passionate people that love what they do. Like, for example, they tell you can't act anymore. What do you do? Do you see yourself there will be a day that you can't act? But would you not miss the fact that you can't act anymore?
Yeah, I will. Definitely.
So if you're passionate about what you do, you really
want
get
to do it forever.
Forever. It is. So that's why you find out very good footballers end up being coaches and still want to be hands-on, part of what is going on. But there are so many coaching. That's what my uncle actually told me, that there's only so much coaching jobs available. I was like, okay, I think music is the way. At least I can play forever. So that's probably the only regret. But at the same time, it's not a regret because I can play music forever, but I can't play football.
So if you weren't a musician, you would have been a footballer.
Easy. That was easy.
So, but you play ball for fun?
Not anymore. You see, that's why it's a good thing I went to play music. 3 years ago, I hurt my right knee so
Okay.
bad, and now I can't play again. If
You
I play
can't
football for
play.
2 hours, my knee is killing me. Like I can't sleep for 2 days. So you see, that's how I've hurt my knee, and my career would have just been over. No more work, just go to your house. But the good thing about music also is that even though they break my leg, I can even
Yeah,
go with
use
my crutches.
your crutches
I go and perform.
You're right. True, true. So I know, like you took after your dad because you loved, like you said, the money, the women, but you ended up marrying one woman.
No, but that's 8 years old now. That was something that you said that I was 8. Can you hold what I've said at 8? It doesn't matter
It
anymore.
doesn't matter.
As I grew up, if music did not mean more to me than those things I thought of when I was 8, and also you have to understand, I was really also influenced by my dad's music. I was impressed by his music, and also as a musician, the more I grew as a musician and studied music and immersed myself in the theories of music, the more I understood what my dad did with his music, and the more of a genius I saw that he was.
Yeah.
Because Fela is the kind of musician you even appreciate more when you're a musician.
Yeah.
Yes, as a music lover, you can like him, but it's like classical music too. If you're a musician and you listen, knowing what music is, you would really appreciate it even more than people that just listen for the fun of it. So there was also that for sure, and that is what has actually brought me to where I am in music today. Not the infantile dreams and ambition of an 8-year-old. No, but the informed decisions of an adult young man in my 20s. As I said, even having discussions with my uncle, because my dad died when I was 14. And I started being successful really early in life to a certain extent. Started coming into money. So I've always been someone that had the right people advising me on what steps to take in life. And for me, that's one of the luckiest things. And the way I ended up in my music career is because it's not by fluke or just earned it because I'm my father's son. No, it has been really deliberate, and you have to understand that I also have an elder brother that played music. So I'm not Fela's only child that played music. To come after my elder brother and still be able to make a name for myself and carve a niche for myself.
And you both are still playing music.
Very deliberately. Because that's how people will know it's not because of our dad. My brother is 60. I'm 40. Madi is behind us now too.
He's doing good.
And he's in his 20s, And he's actually the best of all of us. And you see, that's what it means, because it continues to progress because we're really dedicated to it. Not just because, nobody says Fela is a musician because his father was a musician. Nobody knows that Fela's father.
I just found that few weeks ago.
My grandfather was a musician.
Yes.
He recorded albums. He wrote.
I think he was the first person that recorded a song.
That was my great grandfather.
That was your great grandfather?
You see?
Oh my God.
Exactly.
So you guys come from that lineage of music.
We even have a brother that is in Australia that didn't grow up with the family, that didn't even know he was a Kuti until he was 50.
In his music too.
No, he's not a musician, but he's a creative arts director.
Okay.
It is what we are.
The thing is,
we are creative people.
Yeah.
So when people say those things, it's because, they're just being clever by half.
So, like, when I think about your father, I say your father is an evangelist, because in his words, he spoke a lot of,
He will prefer the chief priest.
The chief priest. Okay, let me use the word chief priest. Yes. So he was more a chief priest. But to you, like, when you look at your dad or try to remember your dad, what's that one thing about Fela that you look back and you be like, I would always remember my dad for this?
For being my friend and my dad first, that's the greatest thing that's the greatest gift he gave me,
So he was more of a friend than a dad, or was it both?
I think it was more of a friend, and Fela didn't know how to be a dad. In the sense of the word. It was very strict.
Oh, really?
My father, Fela, the thing is that Fela was very strict, but Fela didn't have many rules.
Okay, my dad too.
For example,
my dad wasn't even strict at all.
From when I could go out to my friends, I didn't have bedtime. So there was no rule like, except my mom. My mom enforced the bedtime. But if I snuck my way to my dad's side of the house,
You're
Nobody can
free.
come and enforce bedtime there. I just be there my dad.
You're
Nobody can
free.
say anything. If I like, I stay there till 4 a.m. By the time we're 10, we could go out till 6 in the morning, whatever. So there was not a lot of rules that my dad enforced. No, he believed that nature should also nurture the child, but he had certain rules that he thought was important in our own grounding,
Yeah.
and those rules he enforced. Like, he didn't like us lying. I wasn't allowed to fight my sister. My sister could fight me.
That's
I never understood
That's
that
so
law.
me.
But as I grew up, I
my
understood that it was.
my son never forgive me for that. Every time
For
he's
me, I
like,
understood that it was
Priscilla
grounding
always
you,
had her
understanding
way.
that you protect your sister. You are
Yes.
stronger.
Yes, that's it.
This
That's
is not where you use your strength.
Yes.
Go and fight
Go
outside.
and fight your men outside.
So I understood that. I understood, and it has helped me as a grown man being able to,
Festus is like, Mom, every time you say don't beat her, don't beat her. She's very stubborn. I say, she's your sister. You don't have to beat her. You have to fight for her. Stand by her.
Yeah, it's true.
And
Those rules he enforced, but other than that, he was a real supportive dad, and he gave me the self-confidence to face life.
yeah.
In the foundations of my upbringing,
Yeah.
I've been very lucky to have the dad that I have and the mom that I had. So yeah.
All right, so I want to go to you talking a lot about politics, trying to. I know you're always very passionate about it, your own ideas, the ways in which you see things. Reason is totally different. And most times I'm on your life watching what you're saying, or probably aftermath going back on your videos and listening to you. And some I understand. So I want to ask you this funny question. Like, if you were given a year to rule Nigeria, like, what are the things you think you would do right?
I mean, I don't like doing ifs, but
Okay.
I will indulge you. Yeah, because I
Okay.
always say if my mother was a man, she would have been my father. But she's a woman, so she's my mother. What are we
But
doing
you
this
could end
if?
up being our president tomorrow.
Like,
Never can
and I have
say.
a friend called Ifto. Ifto is from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
I know all Nigerians know say Ifto say, and anything that Ifto says is a lie.
It's a lie.
Ifto say you come, that means you didn't come.
that means you didn't come. But I mean, what do you think are the things that should be done right now?
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Let me put it
I
that
love
way.
that.
Yes.
The issue that Nigeria has always had since the coup of 1966, really, is that the people have been detached from the resources of their nation. So instead of us as Nigerians all benefiting from the commonwealth, see, now don't get me wrong. Everybody thinks she don't hate people that have money, she don't hate the big men. No. The big men that concern me in Nigeria are those ones that corner the thing that are for everybody as if it's their own, and nobody can question it. For me, what has to be done in this country is that there has to be a change in the relationship between the government, the elites, their political and business, and the people, and our resources. There has to be a total transformation of that relationship, first and foremost. That the resources of Nigeria cannot benefit any individual persons or family except the collective. If you want to be Bill Gates, go and invent Microsoft. If you want to be Elon Musk, go and build Tesla. Don't come and be selling the oil that our ancestors put in the ground for all of us as if you're the Lord. And so that is the first thing. And these billions that are in personal pockets can be used to restore the dignity that have been taken away from African people for over 100 years. And the fact that these people are even willing to sit on these billions and not use it to develop the country that they say it is their country, that gave them all those billions in the first place, shows that there's a complete disconnect between who they think they are and who they really are. So we as Africans must find a way to grapple that which is our own off their hands and use it for ourselves. In the first year, like for example, this whole subsidy removal thing. Why is subsidy so bad in Nigeria? Why is it only in Nigeria that subsidy is suddenly wrong? In fact, this subsidy is the only thing the Nigerian government does for the Nigerian people. And they have convinced us to say that it is bad. How is it bad? It's not bad. It is corrupt. Who are the people corrupting it? Very few Nigerians, not up to 1,000 Nigerians. The right approach is to punish those 1,000 Nigerians. Use them to set an example for the rest of Nigerians to see how this country is going to move forward from now. Because definitely the problem with the subsidy is not the actual subsidy that they have to pay, but the corruption, the fraud on it. People saying they deliver oil, they did not deliver. Was I
The one who did that? No.
am I the culprit? No. Why am I paying the price for that? And why are the people that have done that not even okay, even remove the subsidy? But say, okay, fine, we're still going to investigate and punish those that ruin the subsidy regime. I would understand that. But to just say, Nigerians, take the hardship, more hardship on your head. The people that have stolen, continue enjoying your life and your money. It shows a clear disconnect between the people of this country and that which is ours. That which is ours. Any government that is serious about developing this country must be willing to restore to Africans that which is theirs. That's your job from day one, nothing more, nothing less. Any other thing is playing to the gallery. And they know why they play to the gallery, though, is that they know that as soon as they do that, all the Nigerian professionals in Lekki, they don't know that contract is coming. Everybody supports whatever they say.
Everybody's over, yeah. Okay, so I like that. I didn't even think of it that way, because initially when they were talking about removing subsidy, Nigeria is owing a lot of money. We can't even afford that right now, and they need to take it out. I was like,
Well, subsidy is back. It's back as we speak. They paid subsidy last month. And they're going to pay subsidy this month. Because if not, petrol will not be, because they've tied it to international market, say they remove subsidy. As dollar is falling, as dollar is rising, fuel must be rising. So if they didn't pay subsidy last month, would have been paying 900.
Wow.
So subsidy is back as we speak.
So why was it removed in the first place? Okay.
Because the people that commit the fraud are still free. That's why. It's back.
We have a lot to do in this country to repair this country. Well, God will help us.
No, we have to be the
we have to help ourselves, but we are used to saying God will help us because Africans, we are very religious.
We don't want to do anything. If we wanted to do something,
I don't think we don't want to do.
We won't say God will help us.
We don't have the power to do anything.
But we do have so much power.
The few of us that try to want to speak out gets. So.
The thing is this also. Now, let me tell you something. As Africans, that's what we have to be made to live out of our minds as African people for this system to function. We must be out of our minds. Because the moment any African just sit down for 10 minutes and actually stays in his mind and thinks about his situation, there's no way he would accept what is going on. But because they make sure through distraction, everything, that you're out of your mind all the time. We as Africans don't know our story. We forget that this system we are all bowing to and praising because we can enjoy some little luxuries that they throw away, never invited any African into any part of it peacefully. For an African to go to school, somebody had to die. And we are the only group. That's why I don't see myself as any other group in this world. When people are talking, like even this Israel-Palestinian war that they are fighting, I can't pick side. Is it the Arab that love me when I know what they are doing to us in Tunisia, doing to us in Morocco, in Libya? Or is it the Jews of Israel that were the only country that supported South Africa during apartheid as they were killing other black people? In fact, I'm surprised that so many Nigerians love Israel, the land of God, that trains is all the SARS officers in Nigeria that you don't like. It's Israel that they go and get their training to come and met out beating on you in Africa. Teach them how to deal racist, put the racist spirit in the black person so they come and deal with you. We as Africans pay the blood price to enter the bus, somebody died. To be a lawyer, somebody died. To be a doctor, somebody died. To go to to go and vote, somebody died. To be voted for, somebody died. Whatever step we have taken as shown of sacrifice, we are not taught of those sacrifices that are made for us. We forget that the door was this ladder. It's not even the door, really. There was a wall around us, and we have a ladder. Some people with their blood and bones build this ladder for us to climb out. Now, some few Africans climb this ladder, get to the top of the place. Instead of using their energies to build more ladders, bringing more Africans up. They pull the ladder up and throw it to the side. I say, okay, stay down there and listen to what we are saying. Which is not the way it should be. There's not better people than us.
Yeah.
I mean, if Nkrumah did not do what he did, there's no way Chelsea can even sit here and have this conversation. Africans don't know what colonialism was. We don't know what our ancestors, how they lived. We don't know that slavery, colonization means slavery in your own land. That everything that happened to all those slaves was happening to us here. The whipping, the beating, dehumanization.
Yeah.
There were certain people that stopped it. And it is still not over. And for us to think that we are too afraid or anything to finish the job for the future generations so that the next generation of Africans that come don't exist under this kind of situation is our only reason to be here. We have no other reason to exist at this period, that we're using our talent to free ourselves. And only our talent can do it. Nobody's going to come from outside to do it for us. The talents of Africa are the only things that can free Africa. Now, if the talents of Africa are too afraid or feel that their talent is only to make money for themselves, then there's no way that African people will ever restore that which was taken. No way. If our doctors don't think their talents are for healing their nation, but to make money, Africans will continue to be sick. If the lawyers and the judges don't think that their talent is to bring justice to the African people, then we'll forever live in injustice. If we think that all these talents that we are bestowed with by the ancestors is for our personal gains, our children will be the ones to pay the price. And they will hate us for it because they will know that we knew these things were happening.
I just like, for me, I would say that I think we enslaving ourselves is even worse than what they did to us in Africa. Because after we gained independence that they say we gained, I don't think we still have that independence as far as I'm concerned. Because a lot of our mineral resources that are supposed to be used to better our society, our environment, our people are being taken away, given back to them. And because of the greed.
Cheap. Taken away cheap.
Very cheap.
One car is $50,000.
Yeah.
1 barrel of crude oil is $10. But without the oil, the car cannot move.
Do you understand?
I don't understand this maths.
I feel our leaders, they still are putting us still in that same situation. But it's more painful because it's our own doing this to us.
It is not our own because, okay, so how do you... John Henry Clark, which is one of my greatest teachers, he said, not all skin folk are kin folk. So it is not because somebody is black that they are African people. In fact, Africa is full of Europeans and Arabs.
Very Nigerians, but we're all Nigerians.
Yeah, we are all Europeans and Arabs.
Really?
I mean, yes. We have very few Africans here. I mean, how many people are proudly African, worship African religion, portray their African worldview, believe in Africa more than make. I used to say to my friends that when Buhari was president, if they had told Buhari that a nuclear weapon is coming from America, it has gone rogue, they can't control it, and this nuclear bomb must drop on one of two places: Lagos, Nigeria, or Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Where do you think Buhari will choose? Buhari, they won't even ask the king of Saudi Arabia. They will ask our own president. Buhari, choose where this bomb will land. Where do you think he was going to choose? Do you think he's going to choose Mecca?
Never.
Exactly. That's why no Christian president will choose Jerusalem. Because this is not there. Or Vatican. Bomb be Jesus. So, there are few Africans existing in Africa.
So do you think religion is one of the reasons why we behave the way we behave?
Of course.
Reasons why they behave the way they behave?
We have to also understand that we are also ruled by the descendants of slave traders and their agents. That's one thing we don't really understand. Because that's why I say we are so detached from our own story.
I don't get that.
At least 90% of the people ruling this country are directly descended from slave traders. 400 years ago, 300 years ago, 200 years ago, their parents were the people that used to steal black people to sell to Europeans for money. There was no money that time. It was gin, gunpowder, or whatever European. In fact, these were the Africans that have always been mesmerized by European things. That felt that owning European things was just as important as wasting African lives. So in the days of their father, they used to, the things that they like was gin, and today is champagne and Rolls Royce, but it's still the same things. That's why you can look at every billionaire on the African continent. These people cannot do anything with their money but buy. What kind of billionaire cannot build his nation, build his community? What kind of billionaire doesn't want a legacy? What kind of billionaire is that? You give a 20-year-old white boy $1 billion, he wants to rule the world. Look at what Mark Zuckerberg is trying to do. Look at what Elon Musk is trying to do. Elites compete at the top. That is what it means to be a true elite. You compete at the top. There will be at least 4 of them making cars. That my car is the best car. Not my Rolls Royce I went to buy is the latest Rolls Royce. I mean, these are children. I say these are children because they've not grown. These were the children of Africa. Their parents were the children of Africa in the time of our parents, and they are the children of Africa in our time that cannot have true ambition, a grown-up dream. It's the same thing they were thinking when they were in high school. That's how they think till they die. Like I told you when I was 8, oh, look at money, look at women, I want to play music. So these people, it's the same thing they liked in high school. I want women, I want to build house, I want to buy car, I want to buy clothes. At 16, they turn 50, still ask them, what do you want to do? I want to buy clothes, I want to sleep with women, I want to. That's what they are, chasing all the small girls in town, corrupting our society, because when young boys can no longer engage with young women in society just because some irresponsible older people are corrupting the minds of young women with money and things that young boys cannot afford. You take yourself from your 40, 50, 60 years age, you delve directly, you're not even sleeping with one, you have like 10. Yeah. It becomes, no, I'm telling you.
So they're just wasting the resources that they're
You are-
supposed to use to build the society.
and damaging the fabric of society at the same time. Every street, hotel, nightclub, no library, no youth center, no community centers, hotel, nightclub. Then you have complained that young people are only taking drugs and going to club. What else have you given them to do? What else? Are they the ones that are supposed to build the things that will engage them? No. Society, meaning business and political elites, are supposed to be the ones that invest in the things that will engage the positive side of the youth. Like I was misquoted when I was talking about Big Brother. I said, if there's a Big Brother in Nigeria, all well and good. But the elite of Nigeria, all young people of Nigeria, a balance. There will be Big Brother, then there'll be another one that is more educational, more positive, more about nation building. If you look at America, did we invent Big Brother? We learned it, watched it, okay, they do it, we too started doing it. But why didn't we learn the other ones that they do there? That they used to uplift their youth in the sciences. Imagine if you're in Nigeria today and you're a talented nuclear physicist. Where's the program? You'll be an area boy on the streets or carrying handbag for one alaye. If you are a talented rocket scientist, where's the space
They should
program?
have shows for
Not even shows, like a real program. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's like
the national program for it, like America has NASA, National Space Institute. We should have our own that is engaging these talented people. Not that we'll be praising the robotics engineer of Apple is a Nigerian. I'll be looking at them like this, as if Apple is a Nigerian company. What has that got to do with us? We are sitting down here just like slavery, that our best minds are being taken to Europe and America to serve the interests of people that don't even care about us. So for me, these are the things that are really pertinent that we as Africans. It's not the fact that our people are doing it to us. These people, until Africans realize that these people are not us. They look like us, they have our skin color, they stay in our country, but they are not us. These are the Africans that have submitted their souls to the Europeans and the Arabs. Nothing about Africa. They don't care about African people. They don't care about the African continent. So if we say we care about ourselves and our continent, we must understand that we must take power from them and build it without them. Take our things that are with them. That, okay, this is what we don't give and I don't do. Bring them more. They can build school, hospital, roads, and the things that we need. Instead of everybody shaking after them, knowing fully well that they have nothing to offer.
You go hard though, because
Nothing good comes easy.
Nigeria is so corrupt. Taking it from them is It's going to be blood.
Well, I don't know about blood, The thing is, but the thing also is that blood is being shed in Nigeria. We're not trying to take it from them, but blood is still being wasted every day.
I know. And that's even very sad at the end of the day. I know. But you've made some
In
points there.
one trailer 3 days ago exploded in Ijora in Apapa.
Yeah.
How many people roasted in that inferno on the road?
Yeah.
A road they refused to fix, that they say they are fixing for how many years? They've not moved. For trailer, how many people
All our
died
roads
there?
are even bad. The ones they've said they've done, they love potholes everywhere.
Every time they close
Once
terminal
it
bridge and
rains,
open it, is worse.
Yes.
I've never seen that. We are closing the bridge for three months to repair it.
By the time it's
And
open,
they open it, is worse.
it's still the same. So we just don't understand what's going on. But hopefully, like we say, God will help us get this.
What is going on is that we are ruled by descendants of slave traders and their agents. That's what we are ruled by. And until we see them for who they are and treat them as such, we will just be going around in circles in terms of true national development. That will be meaningful. That will give me and you peace in our homes.
Because we do need it.
That will have a phone number to call it. Armed robber is outside your house. If you know be big man, we know police personally. What number do we call for the police to come? When people tell me that we need police in Nigeria is there to protect Nigerians, I always ask them, so how do you call police in your own house?
You must have a personal.
No, because I wonder if the police is protecting me.
Because it's not
How do I
911
call?
now.
Who do you? How do you call? You are just talking like a big man that you are not. Because it's only big men that police protect in Nigeria.
And that's true. We don't have like one number to call. You must have there's a lot of numbers. They have a lot of police numbers. Not
My
like
sister, if they pick it
one
in call,
number.
if they don't, what if they pick it?
That's not big.
We just see and it's not the fault of the police neither.
Yeah.
They are not magicians.
They can.
It has to be paid for.
Yeah. I found out that sometimes they buy their uniforms.
It has to be
They
paid
do
for. The
everything
person
themselves.
that should pay for it is in one party now spraying the money, and people are hailing him. That's the problem, right there. And when I was growing up, why this thing is kind of annoying to me, really. When I was growing up, I was stigmatized for being Fela's son. I couldn't even enter my girlfriend's father's house. People in the street would be see Fela picking. And my father didn't do anything.
No.
Now, these killers, murderers, corrupt thieves, that their actions are killing millions of Nigerians every day, you are willing to be in party with them, hailing them, chairman. So I don't understand, because I know you have it in you to stigmatize, because I'm a victim of many levels of this stigma. So
No,
it is you should check. Maybe we need to check ourselves.
Once you speak the truth in this country that we are, you automatically become a bad person. Silence is what they like. That's why they keep shouting, silence is golden, silence is golden. But, we're going to keep, the few of us that believe in change and believe in the truth and want a better Nigeria, we're going to keep speaking out in our own little way. And maybe hopefully one day our voice will be heard and a lot of people will be able to summon courage to do the needful. But
You're right. You're right.
That's just it, to do the needful.
It might not even be in our time,
It might not be in our time.
The
definitely.
greatness of the African liberation story is its inability to be killed. So, as I said, so many great men and women, greater than you and I, have given their lives. You guys are worshiping Jesus. That he was going to wake up in 3 days. These people, I'm telling you, they went to die, knowing fully well they are not going to wake up, and they still went to die, just so that you and I can do what we are doing today. You understand? So this story cannot be killed, and as long as every generation has somebody to move this story forward, our victory is assured. Because one generation will be serious enough to be like, listen, what's going on? Let's face this task at hand squarely.
Yeah.
And it's truly within us. One of the tricks that have been playing on our consciousness as African people, that we've been made to feel like Africa is not worth it.
It is actually.
But it's true, it is, but we don't think Africa is worth it. That doing something for the sake of Africa is not, we must be paid. We must be this. But that's why Africans are not even united, because to unite, we must love ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's the mindset. They believe you can't want to fight a battle without wanting something in return. You can't speak your truth without wanting something in return. And that's one thing that I find very funny right now with most of our young ones, that they've allowed a lot of things to set into the religion is one of the things they use. Tribalism is another thing they use. When you speak out, is either you're cloud chasing, or they've paid you money, or you just, you're doing it for because you hate someone. Like someone asked me one day, "But Yabo, why do you have a problem with APC? Why do you hate them?" I don't hate APC. I have a lot of friends in APC. I have a lot of friends in PDP. I have a lot of friends in different political parties. I just have a choice. Everybody has a choice. My choice might not be the right one to you, which is fine. Everybody has their choice. Like I went with Peter Obi. I've never seen Peter Obi before, one on one. I've never spoken to him before. You understand? One on one. I've never been to any meeting, but I just believed in him. Somebody can see, like you believed in, was it Shawore? Everybody has, but that does not mean you hate Peter Obi, or that does not mean you hate anybody in APC or PDP. But the way Nigerians are so wired is like once you don't support a particular person that they look up to or they support,
But you know
they
why?
feel like you hate
You know why
that
it's like
person.
that? It's because we are generally okay. Let me put this in a nice, mild way so that your viewers don't think I'm being rude to everybody in Nigeria. We, the professionals of Nigeria, the people see us as
Sorry.
as the errand boys of the elites. Because really, what is thriving in Nigeria is the service industry. You know, the service industry is what really employs majority of people, that makes ends meet for majority. I mean, even bank managers have to be running tailor hustle on the side, event planner. Many doctors have even abandoned doctor degree.
Like me, I do plenty jobs, plenty business to stay alive.
So
I get
now,
it.
what kind of clients, if you're in the service industry, that gobs up at least 60%, 70% of our people here? What kind of clients do you need to make it? Is it poor people or rich people? Everybody wants the rich people. How do the rich people know that you exist? Through the celebs, the influencers. So there's already this marriage and this dance that me, I don't even really have anything against. My own issue with the Nigerian professional class is our complete alignment with the oppressor. Just complete submission. We completely alienate the poor, our own people that we are from. Because no, how many of us they born for VI? How many of us they born for Ikoyi and Banana Island? We all either move to these places or just come and work here. But because we are not class conscious, we come and work for them and we just suddenly think, oh, we are among them, but one day we'll be like them. Instead of us to understand that no, our allegiance should be with the people. So there's this distrust, and I'll tell you why it exists. Because all the poor people know that it is the bank workers that are laundering money. It is the laundry money that is spoiling their life. All the poor people know that it's the lecturers that are taking money for bribe. I mean, look at this dean in Calabar, a whole dean of law that is protecting the justice of the young people, that should be protecting their rights. Law, the last protection of the common law. Dean of law taking blowjob from young girls, forcing them, or it fails them. Poor people see that. They know that the professionals of Nigeria are untrustworthy. And we can now suddenly demand trust from them without showing them the effort that we have changed. I am part of this story. I will not say, oh, because she won't toes one line. No. I am part of us. That's why I talk to us. And listen, our duty is not to shake after these men. Temporarily, it might look viable. But trust me, there's greatness for us if we build bridges to our people instead. I mean, in Nigeria 2 years ago, for 9 months, universities were on strike.
Yes, so true.
Our children didn't go to school, but we were going to work every day for the 9 months. I repeat, our children couldn't go to school. We went to work every day. No strike, no protest, no, even for our children. Who did this to us? We will stay at home, be hearing that pregnant women are dying in Nigerian hospitals for 3,000 naira medication. We go to work the next day. the poor people of this country, they see these behaviors. They know that definitely we don't care. So how come suddenly you care now? Nǹkan wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. We cannot choose when to be consistent. That's why I tell people that many people don't even know Fela's songs. Fela, they fight government. Fela never fought the government of this country. Fela waged class war on behalf of the poor of this country. If you go and listen to many of his songs, not the popular one that they want you to know by force, like Palava, like even in Palava, you can hear the story. Landlord, the rich man, he come meet tenant, the poor man, say, give me your rent. The tenant, Palava, he define Ikoyi versus Mushin, Ikoyi blindness, Rere Room. Most of his song was him talking to the professionals of Nigeria on behalf of the poor. That this fake life can't take you anywhere. Join the people and let's remove this evil in our country. And which is still basically the solution to what is happening in Nigeria today. That we've been able to achieve a little bit of comfort and education within this oppressive system have refused to use our resources to build bridges to our people, to open their eyes, to educate them, to organize with them. And that is the key word here.
Yeah.
To organize with them. Instead, we want to always, use our power to siphon their energy to their oppressor. Use our power to siphon their energy to the oppressor. And they too, they are tired of it. They are tired of it. So we must decide. Truly, the fate of Nigeria lies today in the hands of those of us that have the power to mobilize with our people, to do it genuinely. Because trust me, all these things that's happening will come to an end one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whether it comes to an end in a way that there's no bloodshed, that we can protect the little gains that we've had, or we become like this crazy country, like all these countries where just war everywhere, every time, nobody, no government, like they do in Somalia, no anything. It's also going to happen. And at that moment, when people are chasing down anybody with car, anybody with shop, let me be government, but they will ask you, when my child was dying, did you strike? No, okay, strike. So this is what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want mob action to liberate Nigeria from these oppressors. They will run away.
Nobody wants that.
So the only way for us to make sure that doesn't happen is for us to organize with our people. Educate them, make them see the light. Not use rhetoric. They learn from us, we learn from them. Like me, I always say to people, I can complain all day that Molo is bad. Nigeria shouldn't be riding in Molo. But I've never entered Molo in my life. I must take education from those that enter. Because they really know what they happen. Me, I just know, say, it's bad. Now those with the enter, will really tell me how bad.
Yes, you can't really understand the pain unless you're wearing the shoes.
So this is what we must do. We must find a way to help our people get to power. This is not building organizations because she wants to be president, but because Iyabo wants to be governor.
Okay.
No, but because truly we believe in the power of our community. That there are people in our community that are intelligent enough, but just because they are not one of these people. And that is how fascism is. That's how the whole world is fascist. Is everybody in all the world is ruled by rich people. The people that are liberating themselves from rich people now are the South Americans. They've woken up to this fact. So if you look at Bolivia, Venezuela, that's why they're giving all of them bad name now suddenly. Peru, Colombia, they are voting for teachers and bus drivers as president, chasing all these rich people out of their country's business. Because they understand now that these people are one globally, sharing the world's resources to their own benefit only.
Okay, guys, it was an amazing time, and I learned a lot from my darling brother, Seun Kuti.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
So I know you're married. I know you have a beautiful daughter. I know your music album is coming out sometime soon. Yeah.
Everybody, please support my album.
Please do when it comes out.
When it comes out, don't do anyhow.
Does it have a name now?
Yeah, but I can't say, but I've named the album, and the title is excellent.
Excellent.
I wish I could tell you guys. You guys will be so jealous.
All right, let me know about it.
If you don't support people like us that are trying to do better for the world, I'll go and collect money from politicians. I've told you, this is the last chance. People have to give me money from your pocket, or I'll go and collect it somewhere else.
But definitely, guys, we have to support when the music comes out, the album comes out. I'm sure it's going to be mind blowing, and we're going to learn from it.
We have Lenny Kravitz producing, so that's
Yes,
good.
that would be nice. Once it's out, let me know so I can also put it on my platform.
Oh, you always support me,
And
so
yeah, so we
you know
can
my sis.
we can promote it. My regards to your wife, your daughter, and everybody.
Yeah, and keep killing it on your show.
Thank you.
Hot pepper. Your
Thank
wala
you.
is too much.
I know. Coming from you, then it's confirmed. See Wahala calling me Wahala. Yes. Okay, guys. So on this show, we do what we call a switch. I almost
Okay.
forgot that. It's like your juju want to catch me.
Mama Sao, I'm not surprised.
So you get to be the host, the presenter, and you get to ask me just one question.
One question.
All right.
Okay, that one is simple.
Okay, let me just drink to that.
Drink
first.
coffee first because they're about to spill some tea. Me, I'm going to do my intro.
Okay.
So, hello, everybody. This is Iyabo Kuti. And you know, this is my show, The Golden Room, on YouTube. Yeah. And today I'm hosting the delectable Iyabo Ojo. Round of applause, everybody at home. Round of applause. Hey. So my question for you is very simple.
Okay.
Out of all your co-actors and actresses on Real Housewives, who do you want to beat? Like they just give you, they just need you know that you can't ask, but you just wanted to just give you 5 minutes with this person inside one corner. You just want 5 minutes. Who do you want 5 minutes with?
Don't let me say it out. Like
No,
if I say it out now,
who do you want 5
Thomas
minutes?
won't like it because it actually did happen. It did happen.
You got 5 minutes with somebody.
I almost got. They gave me 1 second. It wasn't enough. They gave me 1 second. It wasn't enough. So they let me spill it down. But they'll get to see. They'll get to watch it.
So that means there's somebody that.
There was someone, yeah.
You need 5 minutes.
But unfortunately, I couldn't because she was.
This is because I'm not the producer of that show.
Eh?
If I was the producer, I'll give you your 5 minutes.
I couldn't. There's a reason why I couldn't. But I wish we had that 1 second to do Bass Bros.
Thank you. So that is it for this episode of Golden Room.
Okay, you tried. I'll score you. 7/10.
Thank you. I pass now. I don't pass. See, even when I was in school, my teacher said, "She'll apply yourself. If you apply yourself, you can be the best student in this school." I believe like, who told this guy I want to be the best student? I personally, it's true. I don't believe in this competition that humanity is crazy about. Just right. How can we even build when we're all competing with each other? Yeah. Competing is the wrong energy that should exist, especially within brothers in a nation. Yeah. You know, we should be complementary, not competitive. You know, and this whole system. That's why there's no love. That's why 2 musicians sit down here now. Everybody, my guy, I love you. But you understand that you are both competing. But you must compete. There's only one space for number one. I know. All these numbers they put, the number 1, number 2 song, number 3 song. Yeah. So that means they create these powers that create the hierarchy you must compete for. Whether you want to or not. And when you fall short, even though it's your guy that is doing well, you can't tell me say your belly sweet you finish. Now you lose now. Now you just lose. So the society
I don't know how I can always get my head around that thing.
No, you get over it.
I don't even believe in competition. Why would I feel it's very
society encourages it because it needs that to
toxic and
to make
stressful.
Us feel like
you're better than me, I'm better than you.
It just reduces trust.
Yeah.
Because when there's that gap in trust, solidarity is hard to build. And the people need solidarity for liberation. You know,
that's why there's a lot of pressure.
Everything fits
when you start competing, then you put your hands in so many things, then the pressure becomes so much because you have to live up to a particular standard to continue your competition.
Everything fits the system.
You know?
Continually fits the system. That's what they want, you know, the perpetual existence of this oppressive system. You know, that we are the ones now holding it up by ourselves. While the weight is killing us.
I swear.
I say, my friend, they always borrow money to pay him picking school fees. Now, I don't mind. Trust me, I don't mind. It's for your child. Who cares about pride? I'll rub myself in sheets. In feces. But you're only doing this because you know as if there are not better schools that you can afford. But because your child must go to that school because certain people's children go to that school too.
That's pressure.
You know? I just feel like society and all this hierarchy, all these numbers they put in front of, you know, keeping us constantly competing. It makes trusting and loving, very difficult.
Very difficult. You're right. You're very right. It's something I do not understand why people do it. And well, it's a choice. If you want to compete, you compare. I remembered when I first bought my house and I came out and said, oh, I did mortgage. A lot of people were angry about it. But I'm like, why do I have to pretend? I mean, I did mortgage.
I bet
There's
if
no,
they do, let me know. Maybe
you
I'll do one
oh,
mortgage too.
of course they do. I'll tell you. I
What's
mean,
that? What's that? How should everybody be? Listen,
I mean, in the foreign land where you guys all look up to all of them, most of them, their houses are on mortgage. You know,
not
even their,
most, everybody's.
yes, even their cars are on,
HP.
yes.
And it's the best system. I use the car 2-3 years. Latest one come out. I return it.
Return
They take
it,
that money that
right.
I've been paying for that one.
Yes.
Put it on the new one.
Yes.
And I'll continue pay. Oh, come
You
on.
know, so
By the time I finish paying for that one car, I've
yes.
used the 3-4 latest ones.
Yes. You have to live fake.
But Nigerian elite will never give you such an option. Bring all the money at once. No story. Custom duty. Our own country, everything is just
hard.
Plane ticket from Ghana to London is at least 1,000 cheaper. Half cheaper. Benin Republic to Paris. You see ticket, 600 euro.
Yeah.
500 euro. Nigeria is 30 minutes from Benin Republic.
Yeah.
Same ticket to France, 2,000. Look at what they charging the 2,000 for airport tax. This one cost, that one. Our government want to kill. Let the poor breathe.
We need to breathe.
Let the poor breathe. These
Ah.
people want to Dangote cement, most expensive cement in the world. In the country where we are earning the least salary in the world. What have we done to these people? What have we done?
That's why a lot of people are going through mental health right now.
Listen, I don't know.
The depression
what
is
going
real.
on. Why are you people just
The mental health is real. Depression is real. Like, people are frustrated.
I always tell people to understand who these people are is to really understand yourself. Look at your situation. I don't know why Nigerians like to look at their situation. If we look at our situation, we will understand the things we need to do. We'll know the truth is staring us in the face. We have more doctors today in Nigeria than we did in 1960. But we have less healthcare in Nigeria today than we did in 1960. The more police we have, the less security.
Almost all our doctors save the jackpot.
The more lawyers and lawyers and judge, the less justice. The more schools we build, the less education. The more teachers and lecturers, the less knowledge. The more church and mosque, the less morality. So what's going on? What are these institutions supposed to represent? Because the more of them we get, the less of those things, the more banks we build, the more poverty increase. What is going on? Where is the connect between the people and their institutions? Who are the people running these institutions that are continually producing negative output for the people, whereas their own life is completely positive?
If we continue on this topic, we will not end it.
No, but we must answer those questions. Nigerians must answer those questions honestly. Because if they can answer those questions honestly, they will stop deceiving themselves and know the right thing to do. But because we want to deceive ourselves, we want to believe that one day my helper will come. Everybody is waiting for their helper. And this helper is just one of these same people destroying this country.
Favor me and my family.
Destroying this country. But one day your own contract will show that you too. But these things also don't last. Even all the way to the richest of us. I say to people all the time, how many of Abiola's companies are functioning today? Abiola was the richest man in Africa when he was alive. How many of his children are moving like children of the richest man? Many of these things don't even last one generation. Where is the generational wealth in Africa? Where are the descendants of Jaja of Opobo? He was the richest man in Africa at that time too.
Yeah.
Where are the children of Mansa Musa that they talk about? The richest man that ever lived, Mansa Musa. Where are his children and how much do they have today? Where's all that wealth that we talk about? That's how all these people
Because we don't have a system.
The
that
money doesn't
works.
even exist. Now wash. My sister now wash. It's Nigeria's money everybody is sharing for themselves and pretending like they're making money. It's Nigeria's money. It's our money. It's the money that our children are supposed to use to become human beings in this world, to become anything they want to be. Money that should be used for all the programs that makes a nation viable. But instead of using it to chase girls, go to Dubai, buy apartment for baby in Miami that will put your nyash on Instagram.
She won't permit to realize.
It's true.
Oh
Didn't
my
it happen? Or you want me to say the person's name?
I beg go. Oh my
After you come and
God.
sell us the most expensive cement. Where you don't enjoy your life finish for Miami. Me that kind of small girl they talk for internet say in a year she opened 2 restaurants of $2 million. So she know what it means. Hey, I see my life. Look at my money in Miami. Hey, what do you shame Miami? The girl don't even fine. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. So
my God.
these are the questions we must ask ourselves.
I know.
Are we going to continue queuing up behind these people? You know? That continually misbehave like this and ruin our opportunity at anything great?
But the question for me is, how many people do want this change actually?
No.
Because a lot of people say they want this change, but how many people are even ready to get up to say, okay, let us even implement this change?
The issue is, I believe that majority of Nigerians truly want things to be different. But as I said, we lack the solidarity, the understanding. And those of us that might be able to help are not interested enough. I think it's a class thing. The employed professionals of Nigeria and their paymasters don't want anything to change, and they have most of the voice and visibility. As much as we love the internet, only about 40 million Nigerians are online. And we are 200 million. That means the majority of Nigerians are not even online. They are silence cut off from all these conversations that we are having.
Yeah, because they're not either informed, educated, or even have the money to buy a phone.
Exactly. So we neglect them. We don't inform them. We don't. But that 142 million, 50, that's the number that will change this country. Not these 6 million votes among the 40 million of us online. We don't share a vote, 10 million, 8 million, 8 million. That's what? 26 million, some 10 million. No, election don't finish. Whereas the main voice of the country is excluded, silence, cannot even afford to participate in our discussions. We make everything so elitist in Nigeria.
Yeah, but I also feel there's no love among us, I feel there's no love. Tribalism has really eaten deep into our... there's so many things that is so wrong.
Because we don't feel Africa is enough. As I said, tribalism, as people say, I was talking about people don't having money, that all these monies are Nigerian money that is being spent all over the place.
Sorry.
Do British people love themselves? Does the Scots love the English? Do the Scots love the English? Do the Irish love the English? Do the English love the Welsh? How many civil wars have they fought among themselves? Countless.
Yeah.
3 years ago, the Scots still had a referendum to leave Britain. Is that an act of people that love themselves? The French, do they love themselves? Have you been to France to see what the people of Brittany think of the people of Paris? And how the Basque region, what do they call these people in... it's the Basque region. That's Italy. That's Spain. What would they call this other place? Is it that they almost want an autonomous region for themselves? Monaco is autonomous. They don't like all those rich people there. Listen, if you mix with Europeans, look at what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. These are the same people. There's nowhere in the world that there's this brotherly love we're talking about. It's a myth. People are only united for their national interest because they love their country or their continent enough to put aside all these petty differences and work towards the greatness of our common goal. But we've been programmed not to love Africa and Africans enough to make that decision. Okay, Igbo man, I agree, forget about Nigeria matter now we discuss, so let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen.
No, we don't love our continent enough. It's not ourselves we don't love.
It's
because
the continent.
I see Nigerians, Yoruba marrying Hausa, Igbo marrying Hausa is in your house, you employ. Go to places they don't love themselves really. They don't employ you if you are from a certain tribe. Go to countries that are truly divided along those kind of lines. They no go give you. Go to India, where there's a caste system. See what's going on there. They don't mix. There's really Hindu to Hindu, Muslim to Muslim. No Muslim man will employ Hindu. He wants you Hindu, you Indian Hindu. But you are outside. Everybody's house has one Osama and his family in front. You know, I hate Igbo. Every day you are doing business with Igbo. All your girlfriends are Igbo. Hey, come on. These are rhetoric that we spew because we are bored. I think we are bored. We just want to say something. We are talking about national interest. There's no hegemony amongst any people. I will not be the one to say to Africans that you must love yourself before you must be perfect before you are human. Imperfection is part of humanity. I've not seen any perfect human being or any perfect group of human beings. It is only Africans that they always, like when they shoot us in America, they're not going to bring out somebody's criminal record as if it justifies the unjust killing of the person on the street. Is resisting arrest a death sentence? You have killed me, you're talking and saying I'm a criminal. What has that got to do with anything? So it's only people that are not criminals that deserve justice, that deserve human rights. It's only we Africans that are given that criteria to be perfect before we are humans. Whereas imperfection is humanity. Yeah. So we cannot demand impossible things from ourselves. Anybody can go and do your whatever, tribalism, whatever.
Imperfection is humanity.
But
True.
when we are talking national interest, we must love our nation our continent, But we've been taught, say, do Muslims love themselves? Look at how divided the Arab world is. But when you want to talk about their Arab business, their Muslim Islam, everybody unites immediately.
They don't joke.
Why can't we find that love for Africa? Because we've been educated to hate Africa. We've been indoctrinated in our schools to think Africa is evil, Africa is savage, anything in Africa is brutal and mean and backward and dark.
And black.
Exactly. It's true, in our minds.
I know.
So we must rise above that. Yeah, love yourself, your continent. You can do your petty tribalism shit. It doesn't mean anything. If tribalism held anybody back, then there will be no way
able to love
the tribes
our
of Europe
continent enough to want to change.
There's no way the tribes of Europe can develop the way they've developed. Nobody. I say Europe fought perpetual war for 500 years. They didn't stop fighting till they found Africa. They united because of Africa. Go and read. They say Berlin Conference. That's not the full name. It was the Berlin War Conference, where they called themselves to war against Africa. Africans didn't know that some people were planning war against them. Europeans saw Africa and they united immediately to exploit Africa. These people they were at war. The Germans were fighting the Austrians. The Austrians were fighting the Ottomans. The French were fighting the English. The Spanish were fighting the Italians. There was 500 years perpetual war. The Spanish and the British, the Spanish and the Italian, continuous until they called Berlin. Say, wait. See, look at money. Look at money. Are we going to continue fighting? Instead of us to unite and face this money, they say, well, let's face this money.
Sure.
We brought peace to them with our blood. And we cannot unite for ourselves to find the same peace for our own selves. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I know you're going to enjoy this episode, definitely, because I know you can have Seun Kuti and not learn one or two things.
It's Iyabo that is bringing this.
I know. You read a lot, It's good.
Because it concerns me.
I know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for staying in tune. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Like I say, make sure you like, subscribe, click.
Notification.
Everything. Don't forget. Follow Iyabo Ojo TV, subscribe, and always stay tuned to watch our beautiful episodes. So from me and from Seun, we say,
Bravo.
Bravo.